Recently, a piece of content has gone viral on Chinese TikTok. It's not handsome man and beautiful woman dancing, it's not a delicate travel video, it's not like a video teaching us something, but it's a video with only a photo with some words on it. And the caption reads, "Rebirth, working in the US. This is the golden era of my life. I don't know why, but I feel like the life is full of hope." Among the 46,000 comments, someone said, "The English teacher said English was important, but they didn't say that it was these important." A worker said, "After a tiring day at the milk tea shop, seeing this on TikTok makes me feel like the sky is falling down." Someone else said, "I would also feel that the life is hopeful if I earn 1,000 yuan a day." Everyone who came across this video comment with envy and feel so sad about their current situation. Some of them even state that they're willing to change their job immediately and head to US to have the job with 1,000 yuan per day. After viewing all these comments, I suddenly questioned myself. Is the increased number of Chinese working in US being impacted by the internet? Hi there, this is NYC Chinese, and today we are here to talk about how social media makes Chinese wanting to move abroad to US and have a job. So, which groups in China are potential candidates for developing their careers in the US? Of course, it's the international school students in China. Data from 2011 till 2020 shows that the market size of international schools in China is continuously growing, meaning that more and more parents are willing to send their children abroad for some new development, and more children have the ability to work abroad. The increased number of students studying in international school was pushed by the internet. By how? So there are more and more videos talking about the difference between international school and public school in China. And also, there are a lot of international school children trying to show their life in international school and send it on internet. So by doing this, a lot of public school children started to use these videos to compare to their life, which make them feel that they should change the environment because they are under a really big pressure. How can a daily vlog of a normal international school children can push the public school children willing to transfer to a new international school or willing to develop in US in the future? How? So let's compare the schedule between an international school children and public school children. So this is my schedule as an international school children. This is the schedule that my public school friends send me. And I've checked online and confirmed that most of the school follow these kind of routine. International school students' day start at 8 a.m. in the morning and end at 4. After class, they have after school activity, which are clubs, different sports you can enjoy. And then they have the whole afternoon as their free time. This is our international school students' daily life. In contrast, public school requires children to arrive to the classroom at 5:50 in the morning and start their morning reading. The school day ends at 10, which means they have 17 hours of study day. And there's only a 40 minutes break for them to have a nap, and then dinner time and lunchtime. They don't have much time to do afternoon activity or clubs. They don't have so. They're totally into studying, only study. They don't have time to develop their interest. So watching the daily life of international school children, attending clubs, joining mock trial, joining all kinds of activities like basketball teams, football teams, and then playing drama or have drama club, musical theater. This makes them feel really envy. So lots of them, after watching the daily vlogs of international school children, they decided to transfer and decided to have a new life. So this makes them more able to reach US and have a work in the future. So the internet makes people learn about a new kind of life, and they have a chance to join it and probably work in US in the future. Seeing most of the time, international school children will join college in US and they seek for a chance to work in US also. So, as the number of international school children in China increase, the number of Chinese working in US also increase. Also, the use of internet allows people to learn about the salaries in US. Given that the exchange rate of US dollar to RMB is 7.2, which means that RMB times 7.2 equals to US dollar. So in the TikTok video that I showed at first, that grabbed a lot of people's attention, it states that she got 1,000 RMB per day, which means around 138 US dollar per day. So maybe listening to like getting 138 US dollar a day is not really high, but noticing that if it changed into RMB, 1,000 a day in China is pretty high. Since most people that work in the milk tea shop or work in the canteen, they got around 4,000 and 5,000 per month. Many bloggers that share their life in US on TikTok, they didn't consider the actual living price in US. They directly convert their wages in US dollar to RMB by times 7.2, making the wages in US seems exceptionally high to Chinese. So this made Chinese wanted to go to US and seek for higher wages, a better life. As mentioned earlier, more and more people who live abroad, who live in US, started to share their daily lives on TikTok. Not only TikTok, but also like all kind of social platform. And also they will share their work diaries. Usually the video that the people who works in US shared is really relaxing and it's showing a really good working atmosphere, which most of the Chinese company doesn't have. So this would really make Chinese people feel that, oh, it's a good chance to work abroad with higher wages and a more relaxed situation. Since China has a really famous work system called 996, where people work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. And they must always be ready to respond emails and messages from customers wherever they are, whenever they are. So they are totally growing under pressures. It makes them feel admired when they saw the people that work in US can get rid of work earlier, do not need to wait for the message for 24 hours a day, and can have time to play with their friends, meet with their friends after a day of work. In China, there's not only the system of 996, but there's also a famous word called involution. With Chinese anthropologist Xiang Biao explains it as roughly translating to spinning inwards, as an infinite loop like a spinning top, which is a competition that does not allow failures when withdrawal. People constantly compare themselves with others in the workplace, and they always compete on something that is unnecessary for them to compete. The involution situation makes people hard to get higher wage because there are always someone who compete with you with the same position, willing to do their work 24 hours a day, which is totally unnecessary. But when a boss is choosing who is going to get these positions, they always choose the one who are willing to give more time to the job. So more and more people who are willing to do like normal workload get harder to get jobs and harder to get wages. The internet is like a window, giving Chinese people the opportunity to see out of the window and see what's happening outside China. So they can compare themselves with what's happening outside. They can compare the wages, compare the workload, compare the work time, compare the work situations. And the window helps them to have a new path of life. They have a new directions or a new path to choose. And so that's how internet impacts Chinese and make Chinese have the idea to willing to work in US. Hopefully through the internet, people can find a new path of life that they want to pursue. So That's how internet makes Chinese have the ideas of willing to work in the US.